Yo, what's going on, everybody? Hope we all had a great weekend. This stream, I wanted to talk about something different. Not necessarily crypto related or hardware related. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to get into those topics. But for anybody who is listening in the car while they're driving or listening to this on repeat, the one thing that I want to go into for at least a few minutes is the latest blowback with Helldivers 2 and what Arrowhead did. So what's up, everybody? Like I said, I want to just talk about this for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we will move on to topics that you guys want to talk about. So, long story short, I don't know if you guys were aware, but it was supposed to start today, and it was released, I think the timeline was about 3 days ago, and oh my goodness, Panda, I will be responding to that in 1 minute or in a few minutes. Basically what happened was Helldivers 2, Sony basically was going to force everyone to log in to Helldivers 2 with the PlayStation Network, which I actually did do before, and I didn't think it was a big deal. It was annoying, but I already had one, and I live in the US, so it's not the end of the world. However, a lot of people in a lot of countries cannot get on it, and they were going to ban people from playing on it. And when I say ban, I just mean they weren't going to let them play on it. And I do not think this was a good idea. And obviously most gamers didn't. They review bombed it. And you got to give props to Steam, who actually stepped in and gave people refunds for it. They basically said even if you played like 200 hours, if you cannot play this game anymore, Steam gave you refunds. So good on Steam for that. So I guess some people made out. But the blowback was severe. And if you look at Helldivers 2 on Steam, you will see that the reviews are very, very, very bad. Let's just make up a date. And you will see, well, the reviews are mixed now, but they went from insanely positive to mixed. And they were mostly negative for a while. So basically what happened was Steam... gamers review bombed the living piss out of this game, and Sony relented, as you can see right here. Basically, they said, Helldivers fans, we hear your feedback and on the linking update and the May 6th update, which is today, which would have required PlayStation Account Network linking, and for current players beginning on May 30th, will not be moving forward. So basically what Sony is saying is, you whacked our PP, and we're just going to deal with it. But why I don't like this is because the reason I'm glad that gamers got their opinions out there, but one of the reasons that I'm not the biggest fan of this is, will this make PlayStation or any other big company that wants to use their own launcher not release games on Steam on the future? Like, would Helldivers 2 have been a PS5 only exclusive? Or Helldivers 3, could it be a PS5 only exclusive? That kind of makes me a little worried going forward. Now, I know I'm in the minority on this. Most people are really, really happy that PlayStation got their PP whacked. But, I'm just a tad bit worried that in the future this may scare developers away from releasing games on the PC. I don't know if I'm in the minority. I'm probably in the minority on this, but, maybe on the positive end, Sony understands that greed can only go so far, and that if they want the PC gamers, which give a lot of people play PC more than play consoles, that's for sure. Maybe they understand they need them, and maybe this will be a watershed moment for PC gaming. I'm personally afraid that maybe it isn't, and maybe it could be something else. Like I said before, I am afraid that maybe companies will not want to develop or release games on the PC going forward, or at least not on Steam going forward, because we have to wonder how much of this was Steam just saying, well, if you can't play it anymore, refund it is. So I wonder how much of that was related to that. So, hey, Panda. Yes, Helldivers. And also, a thing I don't like was Helldivers 1 was review bombed as well. And I don't think that was necessary as well. But that was just me wanting to talk about that. If you guys have any comments about it, let me know. I know this isn't what I normally talk about, but I really felt that it was important to weigh in on this because, you know, I'm partially worried that sometimes the pendulum swings too far in one direction. People don't like it. So that is really just kind of that as far as the Helldivers topic. I'm a big Helldivers player. I know a lot of crypto tubers are big Helldivers players. And I just don't want to see anything bad going forward. And I know that the developer Arrowhead got put between a rock and a hard place, and that kind of stunk for them. So if anybody has anything they want to say about that, let me know. I'm sure this is going to hurt my stream visibility today, but I'm okay with it because I really felt that it was important to talk about this topic because it is important and because I believe in it. And that's something that I like talking about on this channel is things that I believe in. But I am glad that the developer was able to get this resolved, that Sony backed down. But also, I don't think it was fair that Helldivers 1 got review bombed. I just want to show you that real quick. Helldivers did not need to get review bombed. Like, basically, recent reviews are mixed, and other ones are very positive. So I guess I just didn't feel like that needed to happen. So that's really all I'm going to do with this topic. We can talk about whatever you want after that. I know Panda just said that he got a BC250 rig. Panda, did you buy it or did you have him send you one for review? And I actually just got mine, my second one set up today. It wasn't that annoying, but it was definitely just a little bit annoying. I'll show you guys what it looks like right now. And I had to do a lot of changes on the farm to get this thing working. Very, very annoying. But yeah, it is what it is. You can see everything up here. I've got one BC250 rig down. That's awesome. I'm glad they're sending you one. What's up, Daniel Grayson? A friend BC is sending me one. You may have seen him around. I'm not 100% sure who that is, but that's pretty cool. I have the second one up and running now, but I have power issues. I'm out of power, and unfortunately, I think my hosting client is getting the boot this week. I felt bad, but because I have some more hardware, a lot more hardware than I thought, I kind of have to give him the boot. And I always told him this day was coming, and frankly, I'm not sure if it's going to be worth him hosting if my power goes up to where I think it's going to go up. But right now, my 1660 Super Rig has been taken offline temporarily and maybe longer. I'm not sure yet. And I'm sorry, Overborn, buddy, but the 50 series rig has to go offline. I just don't think they're worth keeping online right now. So they are off as well. So I just shut those off. Let's see. Daniel Grayson says, chillin', kids are watching TV. Thank goodness. I got some time before they lose their minds. I know what that's like. I did not get to do a lot on the shed this weekend. I went out with the wife on a trip, which was much needed. And then I dealt with my daughter's bedtime crisis all this weekend. So that kind of took away from me doing much crypto. I have another BC250 video coming today. I think it's coming today. It should be. I'm going to get it ready. And then I've got another tearing apart the shed video coming tomorrow. It's me getting, this is basically the fruits of its labor. Getting all of this on. And I'm going to get the MI50s up and running. I'm replacing some BC160s for the MI50s. So I'm kind of excited about that. What are you guys... So, are you guys buying hardware still, or what are you guys up to in terms of your crypto shed? I was able to reach out to a BC or an 170HX supplier in China, so I'm trying to get something working with that. So I'm glad that's going on. Hey Panda, where are you gonna put your BC250? Like, do you even have any power left for it? I'm gonna You're gonna have fun setting up the BC250. You might need the fan shroud, Panda. You might want to look into that because you're not gonna be able to live in a location where these are. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, you're really not. But thankfully, Wart and Iron. Let's go to Live Coin Watch. Wart and Iron aren't doing too bad. There's a Costco hot dog coin? Did you guys just see this? Prob not going to keep the BC on for a long time. Yeah, well, if you're not going to change the Bread Panda, if you're not going to change the fans on it, you're definitely not going to want to leave it on for a long time. And did you guys know there was a Costco hot dog coin? I didn't know this was a thing. I'm not telling anybody to buy it, and I'm not telling anybody to do anything with it, but there's a Costco hot dog coin? I don't even know where you can trade this thing, but I don't know any of these, but I can't believe there's a Costco hot dog coin. My mind has been blown. Yeah, so even if they're, like, the whole point of this stream now, there's a Costco hot dog coin. I'm going to be doing a short on this later. Do not buy Costco hot dog coin. Do not trade Costco hot dog coin, although it's up pretty good. But what the F? Why is there a Costco hot dog coin? So let's go to Wart. What I meant to do. Wart is down a decent bit. I unfortunately never sold my Warts, so I'm kind of hurting on it. The ones I made before went crazy, but Wart and Iron are what it does pretty well, and Iron is doing pretty good. So we can thank Iron for saving these BC250s being profitable. I'm probably gonna do probably got another 2 or 3 videos total, maybe 4 on the BC250, and then I'll kind of just give you an update as we go. It's definitely an interesting piece of hardware. I know I got Panda into, hopefully I was the one that got Panda into considering it. BC250 Buying. Let's go to, where is that site? Can we get on it right here? Here we go. Right? Here we go. So if you look at it, I mean, it's really kind of hard to beat the price of the BC250. That's $650. I know I've beaten a dead horse. I mean, only 7 of them have sold in the last week, so they're definitely not for everybody, but they're very interesting. I honestly don't know if I'm going to get another one. I think it will have to wait and see what the situation in my shed looks like, but I'm glad I didn't put this thing in the garage like I had originally intended. I just think it would have heated up the garage way too much. Panda says, yeah, Krootman, you and a few people talked about it. You were peer pressured into getting it. Oh, Panda, I feel bad. I've been told I'm good at peer pressuring people. Now, I never want anybody to feel like they have to buy something that I recommend. Absolutely never. But if I peer pressure Panda into getting it, I am glad. I am very glad I'm peer pressuring him into getting it. If you do a video on it, just tell everybody to click Krootman if they end up buying it. Panda, I wonder what shipping would have cost to you. It might not have been worth it. These things are heavy, so I'm assuming they would have cost a ton. Yeah, so that's wild. So going into other topics, just because I'm kind of winging it here after my helldivers rant, which probably didn't get me a lot of views, which is okay. Daniel Grayson says, I'm on the fence on buying BC250 rigs. As you should be. Look, here's the thing about BC250s, right? And I'll do a quick rundown and then we'll probably move on. If you buy them, you're not going to get your money back on them until the bull run, as in if their resale value. Their resale value is not good right now because people could just buy them from this site. So why would they buy them from you unless you have the fan mod on them? So maybe you could resell it for what you paid with the fan mod on. That might be a consideration. But you need 12 Ethernet cables, 12 M.2s, updated fans. So you definitely need a lot for these things. And if what you want to mine on them isn't good, then they're probably going to be duds. But again, the risk is so low on buying these that if you were going to buy either a 4070 suit or a 4080 or a 4090, or you buy one of these instead, I really don't think you would regret buying this over like a single GPU, because like the upside is so high and the downside is very low. And that's where we'll leave it. And that's why I love these things so much. And I really don't have a problem recommending them. And I'm going to try to play Helldivers on one of them. I really think it's possible. So my goal is to play Helldivers on one of these things eventually. As far as anything big that is worth talking about, I do want to quickly talk about Lithium. I kind of wanted to see where it's at. I mean, it's definitely not profitable right now to mine. I mean, we all know that. But I kind of wanted to check on the network hash rate while we're just hanging out. I wanted to see where the Lithium network hash rate is, and it's at 8.1 terahash. Hey, Red Panda, if you're still in here, are you mining on your AL box? And how much are you making a day on it if you're still in here? And Zapirate, I'm going to make you a mod probably, Zapirate. I trust your judgment, and you're in here every day. And then you can have mod ban power. Not that I've ever had to ban anybody, just kicked one person once. So it's another all-time high on the terahash, 817. I kind of want to see what the AL box is making a day right now. $49. So the AL box is making less money today. And everybody, if you are watching this, please do not buy the AL box. Please do not buy the AL box. Gold Shell could send me one of these for free on the condition that I shill it. And I would do this to them. I would give them this, because I would never do that. Because this thing is garbage. Do not buy this thing. It is going to turn into a KS0 soon. I was actually talking to Zeb about this. This thing is... Oh, man, I'm lagging. That's not good. Oh, well, I apologize for the lag spike, guys. This thing is hot garbage. And my PC... Alright, sorry about that. My PC was lag spiking. When I have 500 windows open, it tends to do that sometimes, and I do apologize about that. What is going on? I might have to close some windows here. We're going to close DaVinci. I don't know why this is being dumb. Apologies for this, guys. Alright. Sorry about that. What the come on! Oh, well, I was lagging on my end, so you guys saw me just go on a lag rant. So Panda says this is still making $50 a day. That's good, but I definitely would not recommend buying that. And thank you for the raid, everybody jumping in. I definitely appreciate that. It was really dumb that was lagging. So yeah, guys, don't buy this thing. I'm sure there's another ASIC coming soon. Daniel Grayson says BRB Kid Aggro. Zapirate says stream is still working fine on my end. Well, that's weird because I was lagging. So next time I lag, I will just keep talking through it. So you guys probably saw me swear, and that's funny. Guys, by the way, I've got a good video coming later this week on Radiant. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's gonna be a pretty fun one, and it doesn't really. And I'm not gonna spoil it. If I say anything else, I will spoil it. But let's see what the hash rate of Radiant is. Whoop. I love how right after the halvening, the Radiant network 4x's in difficulty. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It is such a load of crap. Kyle Rose says GPU mining is dead. GPU mining is not dead. There is a lot of good things on GPU mining. My GPU mining farm is still profitable. I will tell you how much I am making per day. Probably like $25 a day. I am making probably like $30 a day. Radiant is dead though. Radiant is dead. We need that GPU. We need that farm to go away. that is a super big bummer that Radiant is dead. And Chuck Dagger said he heard all the dirty words. That was just me talking about Chuck Dagger's farm and why I didn't like it. Let's see. Jean says, what up? Hey, Sadie, what's going on? What's up, everybody, for joining? I went on a Helldivers rant for the first 7 minutes of the stream. You just rewind it later. Basically, what I was saying for anybody new who's joining, I essentially said that I'm not necessarily happy with the review bombing and Steam forcing Sony's hand. I mean, it's a good thing on one hand, and on the other hand, I'm just afraid that some games will not release on Steam from big platformers because they don't like getting their hands forced. So 6 and 1/2 dozen in another. Let's see. Hey, Zapire, do me a favor. Shoot me a DM with those settings your 7s use because I'm getting mine up online today. Please. And we're going to move on from Radiant because Radiant's awful and not GPU mineable anymore. Let's see what the hash rate of Dynex looks like real quick. What? Hey, it's still down. Maybe Dynex is the one I spec mine because it does use lower power. I have a power issue on my GPUs right now. Maybe I turn on the 1660 Supers and I go spec mine some Dynex. I'm not sure. Zapirate, I need settings for Radeon 7s on Iron because I'm going to be getting my MI50s. I'm swapping out some BC160s and I'm going to get the MI50s online. So I could use some of those if you don't mind. Let's see. Chuck D. Changing mine. He says he's going to change his name to Workin' But Lurkin'. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys are working or driving. And for anybody who's working or driving, thank you for joining me. I will be going till maybe 1:15. I don't know. It just depends if we get going and we get like a good rhythm on the stream. I wonder if we can finally check the Ironfish algorithm because I know that was being weird. Is it up? I mean, it's like 4 terahash. It's weird. I don't think a lot of people have adopted fish hash as much as I mean, I'm glad you're not because it's profitable for me. But like, I think with the summer being so hot and with how much power you use, especially triple mining, I think a lot of people are kind of not high on fish hash, which is crazy to me. But I totally understand why you're not. I totally get why you wouldn't be high on fish hash right now, but man, I think fish hash is really the future. And you will see videos in the future that kind of show you how high I am on fish hash. So I'm just going to take a look at some other, let's look at some other network hash rates. Let's see. Pyrum had quite the jump this weekend, in price anyway, so let's see if the hash went up. No, Pyrum hash is down a little bit. I mean, it's still too high. It's 1.5 petahash. It's down to 1 petahash. That's still way too high for my liking. Are any of you guys mining these? I'll show you the one that I'm on. I know you guys think I'm crazy, but look how low this hash rate is. We're at like 3.7 terahash. I am mining Nautilus and selling it daily until it is no longer profitable. I have a small bag of it too. I'm probably going to get burned on that bag, but we'll see. What's the Caspa hash rate doing? Caspa's price kind of is not the best. Did it go down a little bit? A tiny bit, but we're at 234 petahash. That is wild to me because 1 year ago, look at the year to date. 1 year ago, we were at, were we that high a year ago? Were we that high? I guess we were. No, I want 1 year. Yeah, 1 year ago we were at not even a petahash, and look at where we are now on Caspa. Thanks for the DM. Zapire just said he sent me a DM, so thank you for that. What's going on, Jock Miner UK? I hope you guys are having a good day. Basically, what I'm doing, guys, is I'm just poking around on hash rates, just seeing where everything is. Kind of want to see where the Carlson hash rate is. I know a lot of you guys are down on core algorithms right now, but like, I don't know where everybody is, but it's getting hot everywhere. It's getting hot in here. I don't want to get copyrighted out of this stream. My Sadie sometimes says my GPUs miss Caspa. So do mine, and they miss a lithium. Trust me, they miss all of that stuff. The network hash rate for what are we on? Carlson is down to 92 terahash. Carlson price is taking a beating, though, I think. We're going to look at the Carlson price right now. The Carlson price is taking a beating. It is down 65% in 90 days and 50% in 30 days. Yikes. Let's look at the end Nautilus price. How bad is that? It's down 75% in the last 30 days. But the cool thing about the Nautilus price in the last 7 days, which is what I actually care about, is it's only down less than 1%. So like if you're mining, like I don't think that many people are mining and selling Nautilus because it's not showing up on the profitability charts, but it's pretty close. And Dr. Drew, what up? I saw your DM and I'll respond to you after the stream. Backwards Miner says I made my farm just run cooler. What'd you do, Backwards Miner? And I did the same thing today. I tore my shut apart this morning to get the extra BC250s up and mining. Let me make sure they're all still up, actually. Looks like they are up and mining still. I might have to fix some stuff on them, but they look good. I only have one down, which I'll have to get up in a minute. But everything else is up, and I only have 2 hot GPUs in the farm. That's kind of cool. It's also not really that hot yet today. So that's good to know. For anybody listening, I'm just going over my farm where I basically put 12 BC250s online, and I took some other stuff online to move things around. Dr. Drew says, yeah, I didn't realize you were live. I would have just asked here. Well, feel free to ask here, Dr. Drew, and we'll talk about it. Backwards Miner says he added a large filter intake. And Kyle Rosa says he did it the Flintstone way. All right. Zig Miner says, what's up? And I'm saying, what is up back to you? Actually, if you guys want to tell me here, let's poll the audience. Tell me what you guys are mining right now, and we'll talk about it. And if you're in the car talking along, tell me what you're mining next episode, or when you're at a red light, type it in and tell me what you're mining. What I am mining, I will show you guys. I am essentially just mining wart, ironfish, and wart, ironfish, zill, and nautilus. Zephyr on the CPUs. And I guess I have my 3070 Ti's mining Ergo, which I'm probably going to put them on Ironfish. Let's see. Panda is doing... Okay, so here we'll start with this one. Red Panda says he is mining Pyrum into Ravencoin. Well, that's not a bad one. What is the Ravencoin hash rate, actually? And, guys, that's actually really smart. If you believe in... Kapow and you want to mine it without it being super hot, Ravencoin hash rate is low. So let's see. Let's go to when the merge happened. This sounds about right. The ETH merge was like September, around here. The September 12th, I think, 2022. And the hash rate for Ravencoin went up to 18 terahash. We are down to 5 terahash and change. And 5 terahash is pretty low. That's about where it was during the last network halving. Catching up on chat. So that's cool. Let's see what Raven's price is at, and then I will move on. Thanks for sharing that, Panda. It's always good to see what you are mining and sharing with the group. Ravencoin is down 23% in the last 30 days, but it is up 75% in the last 90 days, and year to date, almost 40%. So it's trending in the right direction. Maybe I should grab some Ravencoin. Interesting. Let's see. We're going to go on to... Zapirate says he is spec mining and fish hash. Zapirate, tell us what you are spec mining. And we've already gone over the ironfish price. Iron Pump saved my farm. I would be hurting so much without it. It is up 17% in the last 7 days. It is down 7% in the last 30, but the last 90 days, it's holding strong, down 5%. It is down 50% year to date. But since we hit fish hash, which was a little over a month ago at this point, we are doing pretty solid. And you want to see that because I know a lot of people are doing what I'm doing and selling iron. Let's see, catching up. Drew wants to know, what have I been mining on my BC250s? I am rotating my BC250s between Warthog and iron, depending on the temperature and the price. Let's keep scrolling. Backwards Miner says Raven, XNA, Octa, and Hyperion. Yo, I moved my BC. I moved my. It's funny. I moved my. What is it called? My Jazzminer X16Q. I moved that back to ETC for a while, right? And I mean, ETC is doing all right. I mean, it's holding solid. But I've never sold my Octa bag, and I'm glad I didn't because look at what Octaspace did. Octaspace went up 52% in the last 7 days, 30% in the last, 20% in the last 30 days. So I am moving my X16Q back to Octa as long as the network isn't crazy. Let's see. And the X16Q is probably the only one that I would recommend, the only ASIC that I would ever recommend to people. Me personally, that doesn't mean that Panda or anybody else who recommends ASICs aren't wrong. It is just my opinion. And predictably, the Octaspace network, hash rate history is probably spiked. Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I guess in the last, so it went from 6 terahash to 8 terahash in the last week, which, I mean, I guess that makes sense. I might move back on it or stay on ETC. I got to figure that out today, but I'm glad I didn't sell any of my Octaspace. Let's see. People are still mining XNA, huh? I know I haven't sold my XNA bag, but I stopped after the rewards reduction. XNA's price for the last week, it's basically the same. It's down 8% in the last 90 days, which isn't bad, and 30% in the last 30 days. Not bad. The rewards are kind of what killed it for me, and I think it killed it for a lot of other people. If we're looking at XNA's hash rate, let's see. Let's keep going, and I am going to catch up to the chat. I guess it's still going down. So like a month ago, it was 1.3 terahash, and now it's down to 900 terahash. I mean, I guess if XNA's hash rate goes even lower, maybe I would consider it. But like, rewards did drop quite a bit, but I mean, I guess the hash rate has gone down. I don't know exactly how much the rewards dropped. Oops, that's not good virus. So I'll get back to that later. Let's see what else is going on. Hyperion. Man, I hate Hyperion. I know a lot of people like it. I just think it uses too much power. And I don't know. I don't think it's worth mining. But let's just see. We're going to go on Hyperion. Like, I would rather triple mine Ergo or Ironfish than use that. But it's gone down steadily. Like, in the last month, essentially, it was at 429 gigahash, and we're down to 200 gigahash. It's basically gone down in half. Let's see what the price has done for it. HYP. What is the price for Hybra gone? Well, and that's probably why the price for Hybra has gone down 20% in a day, 40% in 7 days, and 70% in 30 days. I mean, I don't know. Maybe if the price keeps going down, it may be worth mining. We'll see. I don't like mining it because I'd rather mine Ergo and I'd rather mine Ironfish. So I'm kind of meh on it. But Backwards Miner, hey, maybe it'll work for you. Jock Miner says, unmiable painting Bonk on all rigs, CPUs, KS0 Pro, everything. He has Bonk to a CB wallet. Hey, I don't really do much with Bonk. I don't really know much about Bonk. So whatever works. Zig Miner says he's mining Gram, Wart, Iron, and RTM. Well, we talked about Wart and Iron. I don't know. Let's look at Gram and see. I don't mind Gram. I don't really do much with Gram. Gram is down. It's up almost 85% in 90 days. But it is down 16% in the last 7 days and 63% in the last 30 days. I don't know. Let's see what the network hash rate is. I don't know anything about Gram, so I'm just kind of seeing where it's at. Gram. It's taking forever to load. Why are you taking forever to load? Let's refresh it and try again. This hash rate history may not be that accurate either. It's not loading. We might end up skipping it, but the price is down. Let's see. So Pirate says he'll keep his secrets. Made $20 yesterday for mining on 3 GPUs. I might bother him and tell him to DM me in the comments, and then I won't tell anybody, because people do tell me things they are spec mining and they ask me not to share it, and I never do. So DM me if you want to share it. I think I know what it might be, but I'm curious to see if I got it right. The Gram isn't loading, so we're going to move on. Daniel Grayson, Pyrum into Caspa at the moment for profits with my KS3M. Hey man, that's not bad. And are you mining Pyrum? Are you mining Pyrum on your KS3M, Daniel Grayson? If you are, please let me know, because it would be interesting to see if Pyrum hash got broken into. I don't think it did, but it would be interesting. Panda says, don't do what I do. I am wrong 99% of the time. I can second that. Don't do what I do. I am wrong 102% of the time. Let's see. Backwards Miner says, Team Red came out with R mode for fish hash. Oh, that's good. I'm going to be putting, I'm going to be getting my my BC160s back on it. Panda says, main reason I'm going into Ravencoin is because Telegram supports it, so it's nice to see it in the wallet. That's cool. Tangrum, because Tangrum supports it. Tangrum sent me a Tangrum actually sent me a wallet, and I told them I'd do a review on it, and I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for Radiant to hit it. And Zapirate just sent me a DM, and I was correct on what he is mining. And my whole farm will probably be on it in a day or two. I just haven't had time to move on to it. Let's see. Sadie says, I am mining Nexa, BTG, Ergo, Nervo, Cas, Jesus, SIA, Zephyr, Quest. Sadie, you need to do another solo mining video. I'm going to eventually move some stuff onto solo mining. I just don't know what I'm going to do yet. I honestly have no idea. My 1660 supers are off right now, which is a bummer. But I don't know. Maybe I was thinking about solo mining Ergo, because look how low Ergo is right now. The network hash rate, somehow it keeps going down. I just love how it just goes slower and lower and lower. Let's see. The Pirate says solo gang for the win. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on solo mining stuff. I actually set up my own node. I can set up my own nodes too, and I'm still sometimes torn on solo mining. Let's keep going on. Backwards Miner says solo gang. Let's see. Backwards Miner. I got 1K Hybra in 4 days, 1 rig. Backwards Miner, maybe you're onto something. Maybe if you got that much Hybra, maybe what I will do is dual mine Hybra and Nautilus, or I don't know. Maybe I'll mess around with that on my 3070 Ti rig. I do have some spare power right now. DTG says, I flipping have so many troubles dual mining. I am sorry you have trouble dual mining, DTG. Maybe you type it in the chat. People can help you. Look, dual mining isn't perfect, or triple mining as we call it. It has some quirks in sometimes. I found that if you're having problems on a rig, usually it's one GPU, and if you can isolate that GPU, everything will go fine. I had some problems, and I swapped around some octo miners last week, and everything worked perfectly. Let's see. Panda says, my goal is 100k Ravencoin. That is awesome, Panda. I am afraid that I am not going to be able to be mining like you soon as my power rate is about to go and beat me into the ground. Daniel Grayson says, that would be a good bag of Raven, Panda. Let's see. Jock Miner says his goal is to get a F ton of Bonk. Bonk. What is... I'm just going to search Bonk right now. You know what? You guys have me interested. We're going to search Bonk. He keeps talking about Bonk. I'm going to go back on the stream one day if Bonk gets like $1 bajillion. Well, I mean, Bonk is up 4,400% year to date and 140% in the last 90 days. I don't know. Maybe I should grab some Bonk. I don't know anything about it, but where's it traded at? Let's see. I don't think it's traded anywhere I know. Bonk is on Coinbase. Bonk is on Coinbase? Maybe I should be getting some Bonk. That's funny. Jock Miner. Maybe I'll DM you and ask you questions about it later. Let's see. Sadie's goal says 100 GPU and 100 CPUs. Hey, Sadie, DM me later. I am selling some GPUs. I'm going to sell some 3060 Ti's. Let's see. Red Panda says, load up and fill your power and get ready for the bull. Yes, do that. And then you could be like me where you get too much and you have to start selling stuff or unfortunately boot your host client, which he's going to go. And I feel very bad for him because, I mean, I don't feel bad for him because like I told him he'd have to go and I'm going to give him notice. I might tell him to go with Terra because he has Octominers, and Terra's rate is probably going to be better than the Kroot hosting rate when my rate gets jacked up. Let's see, Zigminer, ETC block reward reducing soon. Yeah, maybe honestly, maybe I should just leave my KS0 or my X16Q on ETC until the block reward reduction. I may do that. Panda says, Krootman, I just got my power down from 10 cents to 7.5. You are very lucky. I'm going to DM Hobbyist and hopefully he has some better solutions, and the other guys in PA, hopefully they have better solutions. Maybe I can reach out to a power company, a provider, because I use so much. Look, honestly, if I could keep 10 to 11 cents, I would be thrilled to death. And if they asked me to sign like a 3-year contract, I would sign a 3-year contract, I think, if we're being honest, because I could make, and like, I would hope it would be a contract where it would be the more power I use. It wouldn't be the more power I use, the less my rate is, honestly. I'd prefer it to be like a 10 cent or 11 cent like flat rate, because then I could just shut down stuff if it's not, like, if it's borderline profitable and save myself a headache. So I would very much, I would sign a 3-year contract at 10 cents. I honestly would. Obviously, it depends on how much the cancellation fee is, but I would sign a 2-3-year contract for that. Panda says, all in Bonk. Yeah. Jock Miner says, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mine direct to Coinbase wallet, no trading hassle. I mean, that's not the worst. I mean, especially if you're doing unmineable to Bonk. Yeah, I mean, you could also, like, what else I could do is I could also put all my CPUs on, like, Zpool and get traded into LTC and then swap out, but, I mean, there's fees on that. Solar panels are looking very good, but they will not work where I live. You won't, like, I just won't get, it's just not going to work. What I am currently doing is buying or selling into a lithium daily. This low lithium price, I am loving it. I am very, very much hoping that we see a lithium go moon. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, all I gambled is some potential profits. So I'm not going to lose sleep over that. Let's see. DTG, free power is free power no matter how you slice it. Yes, it is, but it all depends on how much you have to pay for solar panels, and it doesn't always make sense for a lot of people. Some people who get solar panels, like some states in the United States, they actually force you to tie back into the grid and send your power back, which doesn't make sense. Daniel Grayson, if you live in Texas, he says, I should get solar, I live in Texas. No, what you should be doing is you should be negotiating your power and then buying it for like a year straight. If I lived in Texas, right, I would go negotiate my power and I would offer to sign a contract for 3 years. I wouldn't necessarily prepay, but I would sign like a long ass contract, and I bet you I could get them to do it. Yeah, that's what I would be doing if I was in Texas. I'd be negotiating that power. DTG says placement. Yes, I get placement, but where I live, I do not have shade. Double-sided vertical panels are the future, Jock Miner says. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I doubt I'd be able to get those where I live. You know, look, if solar ever becomes something I can really look into, I certainly will. You get 12 cents. Daniel says I get 12 cents at the moment with free weekends. I'm not sure what you mean by free weekends, but I would try to. I bet you could negotiate your power down even lower. I'm sure Son of a Tech kills it with his power down there. I don't know how close you live to any of the oil stuff too, but man, I wish I could tie in and use their burn off power. DTG, you said you're not trying to be rude. I know you're not trying to be rude, dude. I get it, man. Like, I get what you're saying, and I get solar is the way to go. It just does not make sense for where I live. I just don't get a lot of sun. It's 12:45. I am going to go. I don't know. I'm probably going to go for like another 15 to 30 minutes. We have a good crew here. Crew 107. Backwards Miner, DM me. I can get you the BIOS. It's actually on Panda's channel too. If you flash the updated BIOS, you should get 128 to 130 mega hash on Fish, and it's public. So DM me and I'll send you the link for it. AK says, "What's up? I'm just living the dream, man. After I am done this stream, I am going to be doing my daily selling, and then I am going to be gonna edit my BC250 video for today. It's basically just me getting the updated fan, just updating the second one to put in the shed, and then I'm gonna finish filming tomorrow's video, and then my childcare goes, and that's that. I actually have to build a server PC for work coming up, so that'll be a fun build. My work is mad, and I have a bunch of spare parts, so they footed the bill. I bought some hard drives, and I'm just gonna give them some parts for my server rig, or I'm sorry, for my parts box, because they let me work at home, and beggars can't, I'm gonna kind of show them some love. Daniel Grayson says, free electric on Saturdays and Sundays. Oh my goodness, that is amazing, but you should negotiate your electric. You absolutely should. Backwards Miner. Okay, I just wasn't sure if you knew about, he says, I know I am doing tests. I wasn't sure if you knew about it. Backwards Miner, I might have found us a contact in China that has an Alibaba store. I reached out to the seller, and I'm talking to them now. I will let you all know what I find, because I'm going to try to buy, like, I don't know. I think in an ideal world, I'd like to have 20 of them-ish. Zig Miner says, I just got 40 80mm fans for my BC250s. Man, you have fun with that, Zig Miner. That's going to be crazy. Did you buy the Shroud kit, or are you printing your own, Zig Miner? AK says, how do you negotiate electric? So Texas, look, every state is different, and you can kind of do it in PA, but not like Texas. Texas is like the Wild West, and I don't live there, but I do a lot of work down there, and I have buddies that live there. Essentially, you can negotiate almost everything for your electric. But the thing about negotiating electric in Texas is if you don't like pre-negotiate, you get market rates. So when it gets super cold, or like when there was that, when they were having power issues, when it was like -0 in Texas for like 2 weeks a few years ago, people were paying like $10 per kilowatt hour for electric. It was stupid. So like if you negotiate, you may pay higher at certain parts of the year, but lower on others. And as a crypto miner, I would 100% negotiate a rate. I'd rather know what my rate is and plan around it than have a rate that goes all over the place. Sadie says, if you leave BCs in cart on a PC... Wow, okay. Sadie sometimes says, if you leave BC 250s in the cart on the PCSP website for a couple of days, you will get a 5% coupon off in your email. I'm going to pin that message. That is awesome. I might try to get them... Hey, guys, I might try to get them to give me a discount code. Sometimes they do that, or sometimes companies do that. I don't know if they will, but we'll see. Daniel Grayson, how much power do I need to be able to use? I don't know, Daniel. You'll have to talk to your providers. Or message Son of a Tech. Or look, I don't really know much about Texas Power other than you can negotiate it. AK's in Maryland. I don't know how Maryland works. I can't help you. Zig Miner says, I'm using the stock fan shroud, just replacing the Delta fans. Zig Miner, let me know how that works, actually. I would be interested to see how that works as far as noise-wise, too, to give people an alternative if they don't want to Dremel out the case. Now, I love I love the case mod. I don't think it's hard to do, but there are some people that may not want to do it. Let's see. Zigminer also says if you just ask for a quote, you'll probably get a discount. I'm sure. Look, I'm starting to believe that they paid literally nothing for these things, and everything they're selling them for is pure profit right now. Honestly, which kind of makes me think that you should buy them before they get more popular. I don't know how popular they're gonna get because if you look, they're not. They sold. They had 218 of them last Thursday. They have 207 of them now. So, but I honestly, like I said, I do want to say that I am tainted by this because the more people that buy this, the better it goes with me. And I do want to expand my partnership with PCSP because I think they have a lot of good products, and I think I could set up a pretty good relationship that would benefit both of us. So I am tainted, but it is really, really hard to argue against this quality. And I don't know if you guys saw the last video I did, which I'll put it right here. These used BC250s, they're essentially new, guys. I put a link right here. They're basically new. They've never been used. I believe they were deployed, and that's linked to my video I just dropped, and they're good. So Pirate says, buy only if you have cheap power. Now listen, I think when I'm at 15 cents, I even think these still might be worth mining with, honestly. We'll see, but, would you buy these if you have 30, 40 cents? Yeah, I don't know at that point. But I don't really think if you have 30, 40 cents, right? I don't think I'd be mining on anything but CPUs at that point. Bojangles says, Krootman Tech and Mining, a Radeon 7 for $200, a good deal. I would not buy Radeon 7s from anybody unless you are buying through eBay and you have a warranty, and unless you know how they use them. Honestly, I would not recommend buying a Radeon 7 because they are so easy to brick and blow up, and it's probably why I've never bought them used before, if we're being honest. I would not buy a Radeon 7 unless you know the user. AK says, why is there a PlayStation 5 in the BC250? BC250s are basically just PS5s that didn't pass the bin test. I think it's more of they failed the GPU side of it, but I could be wrong. Daniel Grayson says, yeah, buddy, I'm going to buy solar after this bull run when I cash out. Not terrible. Kyle Rosa says, AK CPUs that didn't pass binning. Oh, okay, so I thought it was the GPUs that didn't pass binning, but maybe it's the CPUs that didn't pass binning. Jock Miner says, another brick in the wall. Listen, if you guys ever want to send me bricked Radeon 7s, I'm down. I have 4 of them. I gotta put a spot for the next one. I will take as many as you want. So Pirate says, if you look at them wrong, they code 43. Yes. I hope I don't code 43 these 2 that I have. We will see. I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take a pair of BC250s out of that rig and put them in. So it's going to be 2 MI50 / Radeon 7s and 6 BC160s. And I'm just going to take the other ones out and leave them off until I get what I really want, guys, is I really want to get a 12 card server case for them. And I want to run 8 BC250s and 4 MI50s. That's what I want to do. Jock Miner says, I got someone somewhere bricked. Then either display it or send it to me. I love bricked Radeon 7s. I'm telling you, my dream is a wall of bricked 7s. But I would highly recommend not buying Radeon 7s used unless you get them for $100. DTG says he had brand new 3070 for code 43. You got to remember, though, a code 43 on a 3070 is not the same thing as a code 43 on a Radeon 7. So Pirate says if you could get NVIDIA CMP 100 to 210s cheap, they have benefits on anything memory. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what they're going for right now. That was a really good find by Ovalborn. Let's look. CMP 100. Oh, that's camp. CMP 100. I think they're too much, right? Like, I think people wanting to... Man, Ovalborn should have gotten sponsored by these guys. Jesus. I think $250 is too expensive for these things. I don't know. I think this is too expensive for these. Maybe I should reach out to these people and see if they'll sponsor. They'll sponsor me and send me one. I don't know. I don't think I'd pay $250 for these things, especially if you can get a 120 or a 170 HX for like $450. And I think it seems like the market is settling down between $440 and $450 on the 170 HX for now. So it kind of makes like a tough sell for me. Yeah, 150 is a good deal. Zapirate, what kind of hash rate do you get on these things for Ironfish? I would be curious. DTG says they said it was cracked. Oh, I mean, the die could be cracked. That can happen from time to time. The seller is a jerk and will increase price after every sold item. Well, maybe I'll reach out to him. If he's a jerk, he's a jerk. I don't know. I'll DM him and see if he wants to sponsor me to do a video on one. And if he doesn't, then he doesn't. No skin off my back. Let's see. I get most of my ATX PSUs from that same seller. Hey Sadie, I have like 3 or 4 ATX PSUs I'm probably gonna sell with full cables. If you want some, shoot me a DM. I'm keeping like some of them, but they're all from my mining rig, from my my old GPU mining rigs. Backwards Miner says, glad I found them from Oval. Yeah, Backwards Miner, you can DM me. He says, do you want screenshots? Actually, I'm gonna reach out to my supplier in China. Maybe they have CMP 100s too, and we'll see. I'll see what they say. That's interesting. I will. I haven't dealt with this supplier for the 170 HXs. I want to make sure they're legit and everything goes smooth, and then I'm going to recommend them to everybody. Let's see. Just scrolling. I found a pretty good supplier actually in Texas, recycler too. That they're pretty reasonable. Let me see if I can find them, and I'll share their name. Let's see. Maybe if you guys want to buy this from this guy, I'll put an eBay affiliate link. Essentially, if you use my affiliate link, I just get a little bit of eBay's cut. It doesn't take anything away from you or the seller. But you have to think, though, that this guy, right, this respect.io, I wonder if he has a store. Like, because usually people like this, like PCSP, have a store, right? Okay, there this guy is. He's got a store, C Shop eBay store. So I'm going to shoot this guy a DM. Maybe we can get them to be a little cheaper on their prices. Oh, I guess they don't sell directly. Huh. Not surprised. But I don't know. I'll reach out to them. It's worth a shot. If they tell me to kick rocks, they tell me to kick rocks. Backwards Miner is legit. Yeah, I know Backwards Miner is legit. I talk to him all the time. He's a good guy. You guys are all great people. You guys are all great people. So what other GPUs are you guys buying? Right? Like I'm currently only buying the 170 HXs. Are you guys buying like a sorry, I had a run itchy nose. Are you guys buying any 3060 Ti's or 3070s right now? What are they going for? 3060 Ti's. What are we at right now? Let's see. It looks like about 250 between. Let's go to sold listings and see what they sold for. Yeah, it seems like about 250 on eBay, which means you could maybe get a little cheaper outside of eBay. Founders going for more. I would probably pay like if you wanted to do the jack of all trades farm, and you probably get 3060 Ti's for like 220, 230. That's not the worst. Let's see. Zigminer says, I am selling 5700 XTs. Yeah, I would. I think they're not in a good spot for mining right now. I mean, some people think they are, and I know Team Red Miner just released their R mode, so I will play around with that actually and see how much less power they use. I actually took my Navi 1 rig off. I took it off so that hold on, sorry, I got a DMs. I actually took my Navi 5 rig off of or my Navi 1 rig off of mining because I need the power. So maybe I'll play around with R mode and see what it does. Let's see. I'm just filling rigs right now, watching those 3080s. Hey Sadie, if you're interested in those server case 3080s, one of the guys I'm working with is selling them pretty cheap. You could reach out to him. I don't know if you want them or not. Seeing the prices have had me itching to grab a few 3070s. Look, I like 3070s better than 3060 Ti's. It's why I'm selling my 3060 Ti's. But like, I wonder. This is the interesting part. Like, what are you willing to pay for? Like, I just want to see the price, right? Like, if you can get a 3060 Ti, or if you can get a 3070 within like $20 of a 3060 Ti, I think you just buy the 3070. But if you're talking like a $50 difference, I don't know, because like a $50 difference, right? So like, let's just say you're talking 250 to 300. I'm spitballing because 3070s seem to go for around 300 ish. So like for a 6-card rig, that's 1800 for the 3070s, and then it's like 1500 for the 3060 Ti's. I mean, it kind of matters. Zapirate says 56 mega hash at 122 watts, more or less on par with the Radeon 7 for the CMP 100s. That's interesting. That's interesting. It makes me like the 170HXs at 400 better because they're literally at 130 for 200 watts. So like, I would rather pay, because you're gonna pay, if you're getting them for 200, right? You're gonna pay 200 bucks. If you're getting them for 200 each, I think you're better off with the 170 HXs, especially for density and like how hard they are to cool. With the BIOS, it makes it a no-brainer. As far as comparing the CMP 100s versus the 170 HXs, let's see. Zigminer says, I sold some 3070s for 300 the other day. Good for you. I would sell 3070s for 300. I'm looking to get probably like between 230 and 250, depending on the model, for my 37 or my 3060 Ti's. I think I'm in the realm of market. AK says I'd pay 150 to 170 for a 3060 Ti. AK, you're living in La La Land. Those days are gone. Maybe you find it locally, one or two, but you won't ever get that in volume. Nobody's selling them for that cheap. If that's what they were worth right now, I would just sit on mine. Unless the 170HX is also dropped in price. I just sit on mine. I wouldn't sell them for that price. And I would not recommend anybody selling them for that price. Zapirate agrees with me. 170HXs are better, but 170HX is 600 to 700. Zapirate, the seller that I'm looking into from China is selling them for like 450-ish. And at 450, it kind of seems like a no-brainer for me. Daniel Grayson says, how are you going to mine in server cases with the 4 series and the 5 series with those power connectors? So, Daniel Grayson, answer your question. I've never had any of my 40 series catch fire. And I'm not mining with any really high-end ones. I plan on putting all of my 40 series into an octo miner. minus my 4080, which I'm probably going to leave on its own rig. I think if you know how to handle the power connectors, I honestly don't think you have any problems. And they really only have problems on 4090s. And if you use common sense / watch some guides, my guides if you want, you shouldn't have an issue with melting 4090s. I've never had that happen. I'm not saying my guide will make it 100% where it doesn't happen, but you will mitigate the chances you will do a very good job of mitigating the chances. My 4090 I've had since launch day, and it's gone through like 7 cables by me testing them out and changing stuff around, and I have never had any issues with it. Let's see, scrolling down. As far as the 50 series, man, if the 50 series releases at the prices I think, I will not be buying them for mining. We will see. Hopefully I will have sponsors where they can send me some, but we will see. It does not look like right now I will be buying them for mining, but that is a few months away, and a lot changes in a few months. A few months ago, I was swearing to the high heavens by the 4060 Ti and the 4070 Ti, which I still do. But right now, with the state of core algorithms, they are not as appealing. And like I said, I'm buying 170HXs because I want to diversify a bit. But I think I would still buy 40 series over 30 series, all things said and done. Let's see. AK says that his 3060 Ti is a wimp, and he has stud 3070s and a 3070 and a 3070 Ti. AK, Silicon Lottery is real, my friend. It is real. Let's see. The pirate says he will water cool them. Dude, you need to make videos on your water blocking. I want to share them with the world. I would love to see them. I don't want to spend money on water blocking, but it is not the worst thing in the world to do. I just got my cables in for my 170HXs. I am waiting for the brackets so I can mount them on their sides, and I will get those things up and running. And I am going to, for anybody who wants to know, I am going to be listing my 3060 Ti's soon. And also I am working with a seller who has a pretty big GPU farm he's unloading, and he will be selling a lot of 3070s, which you can buy in bulk if you're interested. And I will have a video on that coming up soon. I'm just waiting for whenever he's ready to go. I have a 3070 from him that he sent over, and I will be testing it, and you guys can see the quality of the cards that he's sending. So Pirate says water cooling is a waste of money. I spent $400 on the DCC pump res combo. Listen, if you enjoy it, it's not a waste of money. I will be going for another 7 minutes. I'm going to be cutting this off at 15 because I'm kind of just running out of steam. We definitely didn't get as many people. I know people like to talk more about crypto than anything, which is fine. I just really felt the need to share my opinion on helldivers. Jock Miner, ship to the UK. I would ship to the UK, Jock Miner. DM me. I have a strict policy about shipping to the UK, and if you like it, we'll go for it. I've shipped a lot to the UK as I have a lot of friends there. As far as will the seller ship to the UK that I'm working with, I have no idea. But if you want to DM me, Jock Miner, maybe we can work something out. Daniel Grayson says, what I meant for the cables is bend when you put the lid on the server case. I don't have enough room to type the last comment. That's okay, Daniel Grayson. If you just pre-bend them, you'll be fine, honestly. I don't think there will be an issue. And I will let you know, I am going to be getting 1 or 2 octo miners, I would think, within the next... soon. I would think I would be getting them soon, and I will test them. I do want to get my 40 series into an octo miner. I do think that will be the only... what I'm going to do is I'm hoping that I end up getting X12s. If I get X12s, I'm going to move my spillover 4060 Ti's and my 40 and that 40 series rig to its own server case, and that will give me 2 40 rigs in a server case. The 4060 Ti's actually use the regular 8-pin minus the founders, so I cannot comment on bending the cables as far as that goes. Let's see. 170 Zigminer asks 170 HX versus BC250. Ha! Well, that's a loaded question. All right, so you essentially get here. Let's play that game. I think we should play that game. I think that would be a fun game to play. Let's go to hashrate.no calculator. All right, let's play this game. We're going to play I don't know why it's Conflux and Elite and Iron. That's cute. We're going to play this game. So basically, we're going to assume the price with all the stuff you need, right? We're going to assume that two 170HXs equal the cost of a full BC250 rig with everything you need. And we're going to assume you already have a server case or you wouldn't buy the 170HXs. You could theoretically buy the shrouds for them with those huge fans, and we could, I guess, include that into the price. But we're going to do this. So basically, for anybody listening, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare two 170HXs to a BC250 rig mining iron. And we're just going to do... We'll do iron and wart. Or... see, it's tough because you can take advantage of the CPU. Maybe we'll do iron and wart. We'll play around with them both. All right, so let's do iron first for everybody who are listening. I am going to type in iron, and we are going to go with... All right, we're going to go with... We're going to just say 125 each. So we're going to go 250 at 400 watts, 10 cents kilowatt hour. That is going to make you $1.21 a day. That's cool. All right. So then what we're going to do is we're going to assume the BC250s along with mining wart. We're going to assume you're going to get about 2,000 watts. So we'll just split the power in half because I don't know any other way to do it. So we'll do 1,000 watts. You get about 18 iron, so we'll do 18 times 12, so 216 iron, and then wart you get about 150 times 12, so you get 1,800 wart. Let me find wart. 1,800, and we're gonna do 1,000 watts. We're just doing 2,000 watts. So you lose money on iron, and maybe I'm doing this wrong. That seems like I'm doing it wrong. Maybe not. Here, let's put all 2,000 onto wart, and let's take iron off. Nope, off the power, and let's just see what it does. I'd be curious. It's hard to kind of calculate this. But basically, it says it would make you $12 a day. So I don't think my mega hash is correct for wart. I feel like I'm doing that wrong. See, these miners are all... I think I'm right. 250 mega hash at 400 watts. You know, I'm not dreaming as a pirate. I think my numbers are accurate for the 170HXs. I'm trying to figure out if my BC250 numbers are off because right now I'm putting this into the calculator and I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but it says I'm making $12.31 profit, which seems very, very off. So basically, when you dual mine, Jockminer says I'm correct, but this seems off. So you're telling me is at 10 cents kilowatt hour, my BC250s are making me $12 a day? I don't think that's accurate. Like, that just doesn't seem right. Like, that seems like it's making way too much. I don't think it's making that much. I think that a full BC250 currently makes you about $3-ish a day right now. I think this calculator is off, but I think it makes you about $3-ish a day right now. So 306 miners screaming no in the background. So if you guys think this calculator is wrong, tell me. I basically typed 1,800 mega hash into wart, which is what I would be getting. And it says my profit is $15 a day. And I don't think that's right at all. So if you guys know how to correctly calculate wart in the BC250, let me know. I am under the understanding that a BC250 makes me about, as far as when I checked last week, about $3 a day. Okay, so it's saying Zigminer says about 12 to 15 wart a day. Calculator is way off. All right, so if it's 12 to 15 wart a day, let's adjust the calculator. All right, so let's just try to adjust the calculator to take into account. So we got to take it by a third. So let's just go with like, we're gonna try to wing the calculator. Let's just try to go with like 700 wart and see what that says. All right, so 700 says about 16 wart per day. Okay, so if we did this and we put all 2,000 on the, if we put all 2,000 watts on the wart, I mean, you kind of have to split it. I mean, it's really hard to split properly, but you would be making a total of $3 profit per day. So see, that's about what I thought. 11, Jock Miner says 11.50 wart per day. Okay, well, I mean, all right, so if we're going just wart, right? I know it uses a lot less power. I think wart uses like 70 or 80 watts, right? I think it uses like 80 watts. So 80 times 12 plus 130 for the fans. So 1,000 watts. So let's get rid of iron here. For anybody listening, we're getting rid of iron on the screen. Essentially, these calculators are foobarred. So we'll do 1,100 watts. So you make like $3.30 ish mining wart right now, give or take. Give or take. I don't believe hashrate.io knows numbers for anything, but I don't know if this calculator is right either. So anyway, so essentially for two 170HXs, you are making about $1.85 a day, and then for the BC250s, you're making $3.29. But remember, the BC250s are using like 1,000 watts or 1,100 watts for just wart, right? And your 170HXs are only using 400 watts. So like, it really just depends, right? If you had more money, okay, so let me put it this way. If you had power available but not a lot of capital, right? Like say you had like, you used to own a crypto mining operation and you have like 4 empty 30 amp circuits and you have all of the like equipment, the PDUs to run them, right? You just sold all your mining equipment. 170 or BC250s would be a fantastic buy for you because you could fill up your circuits real fast for cheap and you could make money on them. But like if you are power hungry but you have a lot of cash and you need to maximize every watt, the 170HX is the way to go. You need to get some smart PDUs to get a proper readout. Zapirate, I have smart PDUs. I definitely will get a readout. The only issue is there's other stuff on them, but I can get a pretty accurate readout for my BC250s if I really wanted to. 306 Miner, send me a link. He says go to Warthog Explorer for good numbers. Send me a link on that. That would be good to see. I ended up going longer than I'd like. I'll go till 20. Listen, 25 is my hard cutoff. 125, I'm done. We will cut off there. You need to get some. Yeah, my shed is all smart PDUs. Otherwise, I would lose my mind in terms of trying not to overheat my, overrun my breakers, and I wouldn't be safe. So I think that's a really interesting take, and I think the BC250s are definitely viable in certain situations, definitely. But that is a very interesting take comparing the BC250s to the 170HXs. My BC250 does like 1,500 watts just on wart. So I'll have to double check mine. I mean, they say in the miner, I know the power is inaccurate. It says they do about, if they do about 86 watts, and you probably have to add in another 30. So you'd probably at like 110. If you're maybe 115, right? You're probably at 115 watts if they say 86 times 12. Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably closer to about 1,500 watts. So if we plug in that calculator again and we update it to about 1500 watts, you're probably, all right, $2.33 a day. You're making even less profit. And everybody, please smash that like button for me, please. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jock Miner, for reminding me. Please smash that like button, guys. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely interesting, right? Like, and then you add, I don't know, maybe you add like another for iron. You probably, I don't know. I don't think it's worth mining iron on them right now. I'm just leaving them on wart. $2 a day profits, $2 a day profit. Because like, you figure that amount of power is for a 3070 rig or a 3060 Ti rig. And a 3060 Ti rig is making like 26 cents right now. So if we're like doing 12 times 26, oh, maybe they are more profitable to put on. That's interesting. Let me see the profitability numbers of a 3070 right now. Actually, I can get you those. So, I'm kind of going down this rabbit hole real quick. We're going to do triple mining. So, iron. So, we're going to do 38 at 110. And then we're going to do Nautilus, because Nautilus is the one that I mine. Sharing it with you guys. 868 at 60. No, at 50. This is 50. Calculate. Sorry, my phone was ringing. I gotta go run an errand after this. Oh, wow, they're only making 14 cents right now. Wow, profitability on 30 series cards is not good right now. So they're making 14 cents on Nautilus. So 14 cents times 12. It's actually more profitable to leave the BC250s on. We're going to go to 3070 profitability numbers real quick, because I do check this every day. Let's see what we got. Wow, 3070 profitability is not good right now. Woof! 3070 profitability is very bad. Conflux and Pyram, that's a combo I haven't seen. I mean, I know it's a mineable combo. I guess Conflux must be pumping. Everybody's looking at mining Conflux. Ironfish. Did Ironfish drop in profitability, or did the hash rate go up? No, the numbers are going up. That's weird. This is interesting. Ergo Pyram. That's only 12 cents. Why is Ergo Pyram higher? These numbers are off, guys. I definitely would calculate your own numbers. But triple mining Conflux is interesting. The only problem with Conflux, as I'm talking, right? The only problem with Conflux is there's really no easy off ramp on it. Like if you look at Conflux, right? I mean, it's kind of hurting a little bit. There is really no good off ramp for it, for Americans at least. Like I'm looking, and I don't really see anything. Like I don't even know if you can take it off Binance. Pancake Swap. I mean, I guess Pancake Swap is a thing. That's interesting to know. There's really no good off-ramp for Conflux. That's not good. Zigminer says, Dynex, Zeph, and Zil profitable. BC250, just not as much as Warp. So, honestly, mining Dynex and Zephyr would be interesting on my BC250s. Like, here's the thing. They only cost me... like $4 to $5 to run a day. So they're not that terrible. But I think I'm going to stick with Wart and Zill right now on mine and see where we stand. So I've got 2 more minutes. I'm going to wrap it up. Guys, I really appreciate you guys watching this stream. So today you'll see some more BC250 content. It'll be me setting up the miner. And then tomorrow you'll see me deploying the miner. After that, I've got some fun other videos. I'm going to try to do a video a day this week. Look for a Wednesday and Friday live stream as well. I don't know what the topics are. If you guys think of any good ones, feel free to DM me. That's basically it right now. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe. The channel is growing. The channel's not growing as fast as I'd like, if we're being all honest. But I am very, very happy with my ability to grab sponsors and the ability of people willing to work with me. Everybody's been so kind, and I am so very humbled and blessed. The views are good, and the overall growth is going well. And I will hopefully will have an update if I'm going to Computex or not in the next few days as well. And I have some cool CPU content coming too. So thank you guys for watching. If anybody had any questions or wanted to reach out for whatever, please DM me on my Discord. I will respond to DMs. I am not big enough where I ignore my DMs. Now, that doesn't mean I respond to everybody, but most people I do. So thanks again for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. See you on Wednesday, and then see you again on Friday. I will be active on Twitter and Discord most of the day as well. No unplugging for a little bit for me. Happy hashing. Peace. I thought I was ending this. Woo!